Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia offers the widest selection of sports cards and signed memorabilia in the city. For dedicated casual and new collectors, Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia has everything a collector could ask for. Everything we sell is stored with care, and with help from our knowledgeable team, we'll help you find exactly what you're looking for. We carry Upper Deck hockey card brands like Series 1 and 2, the Cup, Ultimate, SPA, and plenty more. So what are you waiting for? Come down to Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia, Winnipeg's premier sports cards and memorabilia store.
And good afternoon, MFHL fans. Welcome into Niverville, Manitoba, here for this Saturday afternoon matchup on November 23rd here in 2024. In MFHL regular season play between the visiting Winnipeg Ice and the home side, the Eastman Selects. And this game brought to you by Make-Cannon Fasteners and Tools, Terrico Goaltenders, as well as Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia. I'm your host for this pregame show on G-Show Productions, as well as your play-by-play commentator for today's matinee, Graham the G-Show Forsyth. This one going to be a good one here this afternoon, folks, as it's the fourth place Winnipeg Iceball three-way tie coming in today. For fourth place. They're one of those three teams involved in that, going up against the current number one overall team in the league in the Eastman Selects. We'll take a look at how the past week and weekend of action went here in the MFHL as the league got back to play last Friday after having a 2-week hiatus due to them pressing pause on the season, with many other players from many teams going to the U18 Women's Nationals Hockey Championships. Congratulations to all of the MFHL players, by the way, who ended up making that team. A few of them, or 4 of them playing today, actually, 2 from the ice, a few from the Eastman Selects. But Eastman, their first game back, it was a shootout loss last Friday. As for the Winnipeg Ice, they didn't get back in action until last Saturday, where they dropped their first game back against the Winnipeg Avros 3-2. The Ice would rebound last Sunday, 5-2 victory over the Interlake Lightning. For the Eastman Selects, they would also rebound nicely, winning back-to-back 3-1 matchups in a home and away weekend series against the Central Plains Capitals. As for how the Week 5 schedule has been going so far, the Avros opened up their week with a strong 5-1 win. Same with the Eastman Selects. The Ice looking to get back into the win column today. Eastman looking to extend that win streak out to 4 games in a row at this point if they're able to win here this afternoon. As for yesterday, there was only one game that was played in the league. The Hawks taking it 4-1, and that sets up the standings to look like this: 3-way tie for 4th place right now between the Ice Chiefs and Pembina Valley Hawks. Eastman looking to keep 2 points ahead with another win today against the Ice. They'd be able to at least keep their distance by 2 points over the Winnipeg Avers, as the Avers also in action on this Saturday afternoon, as you can see, at home to play against the Brandon Vikings. But as for, the keys to the game today for both of these squads, for the Winnipeg Ice, I talked about this actually on the MFHL podcast last night, where we went through all 9 teams and kind of reviewed how their season has been going so far, talking about some of the significant points. And for the Winnipeg Ice, They're no longer the favorite based off of the standings and the stats so far this year, but that's okay because this team still has the roster of a contender. This is a team that has won back-to-back championships, has made it to the finals the past 3 years, technically the past 4 years at that. It's just that series back in 2019-2020 didn't get played. They got really good players. Even though they lost significant talent from last year's team, this is a team that finds themselves in the top 4 still in the standings. It's just about finding that consistency. I think that was the biggest thing that was lacking in their game against the Winnipeg Avros this past Wednesday that we had on the network for the Avros. You know, they were able to pull away, and the Ice didn't play that strong in the first period. Started off kind of slow, but then they started to pick up their game. Can they find a more consistent 60 minutes this afternoon? As for the Eastman Selects, well, they've taken that next step even further in their game. Last year, finishing with their best record in franchise history. They finished third place in the league last year, tied for second, but as I've mentioned many times, lost out on that second place position due to the tie-break head-to-head series against Westman, as Westman swept them in the season series last year. This is a team that is atop of the league right now that's looking to keep pace for the top of the league with a win here today. And they've got a dominant attack, dominant forecheck that has really smothered teams so far this year, and it's allowed for them to not spend as much time in their defensive zone. When they've been in their defensive zone, they've done a good job of getting into lanes, blocking shots, and they also have one of the best goaltending tandems in the league with Addison Tomes and Isabelle Labossiere. But it's about, can you beat the top teams? And this season against teams that are in the top 3 in the standings so far, or I guess in the top 4, between the Ice, Avros, and Westman Wildcats, Eastman is 0-2 so far, as they, were close against both the Wildcats and the Avros, lost to the Avros in a shootout, last week on Friday, and the game before against the Westman Wildcats in season play ended up blowing a 2-1 lead in that third period as Westman scored 2 unanswered. This is the first matchup of the season between these two teams, with Winnipeg being one of the top 4 teams in the league so far this year, this is an opportunity for the Eastman Selects team to make a statement here in this league. Not only beating one of the top teams so far, but also beating a team that everyone's gunning for, that back-to-back champion Winnipeg Ice squad. So what is going to happen in this matchup this afternoon? I'm really excited to see. In terms of the other matchups that are on the schedule for this afternoon on this Saturday in the MFHL, I guess only one game in the afternoon, 2 night games tonight as the Avros taking on the Wheat Kings at 7 p.m. The Wildcats will be at home in Hartney to take on the Central Plains Capitals, and then 3 games will finish off Week 5 tomorrow as the Ice and the Avros will be in action, the Selects will not. But speaking of, both of these teams are now making their way out onto the ice shortly. The Ice come on first, the Zebras, the Refs, making their way out next, and it'll be the Eastman Selects to follow. This has been the MFHL Game Day pregame show for this matchup this afternoon on November 23rd in 2024, live from Niverville, Manitoba, between the home side, the Eastman Selects, looking for win number 10 and to keep pace for a top of the standings, and the Ice looking to break back into the win column. 5-3 heading into this one, tied for 4th place. Enjoy, everybody, here on G Show Productions. Well, it's the first meeting of the season between these two, well, dare I say, championship contenders this season in the MFHL. Both teams starting off so far through their first, games played of the season through the first month and a bit here in the top four. Eastman at the top of the standings with a 9-1-1 record, and for the Winnipeg Ice, heading into this one today, tied three-way with the Pembina Valley Hawks as well as the Yellowhead Chiefs for fourth place. The Ice coming off of a loss. The Selects coming off of a win. Ice look to get back in the win column. Selects look to stay in that win column, extending the win streak to number 4 as we're underway. The Selects into the ice zone to start off, taken away by the Winnipeg Ice and played off the backboards. Hallie Chavlik going to Texiera, who stretches one up, goes off the boards, and this all the way down. Carvalho giving chase, but Beavis first one on it, getting a stick on it to eliminate that chance from Carvalho. So it's up to Cheyenne Scott Cook. Passes to Heidinger. Her shot, not that dangerous, handled by Bailey Grunwald, who gets the start here this afternoon for this Winnipeg Ice squad. Isabelle Labossiere in the pipes for this Eastman Selects team. Coming in with a 4-0-1 record. The Ice behind the net. Try to get possession of it. Delacqui jumps up from her point position and keeps this down low. Grenier will be cut off there by Chablik. Ice turn it over in the Selects zone. It'll be played up by number 11 for the Selects. And Norman Doe, the Selects beat it to the icing. It's number 18, Delaney Rigaud, who recovers it. Gets a pass back from Grenier. Now up to the point to Norman Doe. Her shot tipped, but not through. Rebound there, but high stick called on the play. So with that, we got a stop and play here. With 18:41 left on the clock, very early on in this first period still, as the House starting to get more and more packed here in the Niverville Rec Center as the season continues to roll on here in the MFHL. On the week 5 schedule this week, as this puck gets sent all the way into the ice zone. Grunwald out of her net to leave it for number 3 in Claire Hudson. Played it up to number 9, in Gabby Robbins. Robbins with some trouble getting this now helped out by Kate Cairns along the boards, as both teams trying to dig this loose. The Ice get possession of it, sticked away while there though by a Eastman Selects player. It's picked up in the neutral zone. Robbins enters the zone. Her shot unable to get through off of the leg of Carrier. Number 10 in Chloe Carrier, that is, as this puck rims around. First one on it. Number 5 in Ota for this Ice team sends it down low. Off the boards, Hepner trying to bank it out, but nice job by Walker to jump up. The pinch to not allow for Hepner to get that out cleanly. Now on to the stick of Schroeder, but has that sticked away. Oh, beautiful move by Wozniacki, that is, as Walker unable to hold the line. Brings it out, goes for a skate. Also has Ota with her, but Walker decides to skate this in herself. Her shot blocked, unable to get past the shin pad there of Chloe Carrier. Shanskog picks it up and sends it cross ice to Heidinger. Heidinger unloads her shot, rebound there, but cleared away by this Winnipeg Ice team in front. It's a nice chance that developed there for this Eastman Select squad. Puck gets out for this Winnipeg Avers team, sent all the way in to the select zone as Veda Rigaud will be the first one there to scoop it up. Her pass up in the zone to Heidinger connects. Heidinger now stretches the captain and Dixon. Dixon disrupted there, gets knocked down to the ice by a Winnipeg Ice player. As Winnipeg able to get out of the zone again. This puck all the way down into the select zone. No icing on the play though. With 16:44 left on the clock, still a scoreless game here. Up to Shanskog. Cook kicks it out to the boards and continues on with it, battling to fight for possession of this puck, and she does. Spins down low, but will be pinned up by Clara Hudson. Delaney Rigaud in to help. Rigaud gets pinned up, but gets it out in front to Greeny off of her skate. Now to the point to Normando. Her shot just wide of the net, as it'll be sent in by Blake Hawes. Turned it over, though, as the Ice looked to get it out. Hawes able to get that puck at the point and shoot it in. As Claire Hudson, for the Ice, takes it away down low. Off of the backboards to Texiera. In the opposite corner, Texiera sends it back. Now behind the back pass for Claire Hudson up the boards. It's the Selects, though, who are known for that solid forecheck down low this season. Able to get possession of this puck and win it to the point. Point goes down low, now into the slot, but no one there, and covered up well by this Ice team, and it's Izzy Mann who skates away with it. Mann, just before the blue line, running out of real estate, ends up sending it in deep and goes off for a change. Puck will be still controlled by this Ice team as Chavlik gets a pass up to Walker at the point. Chavlik, nice drop to stay with this puck. Her shot turned aside by Labossiere, banging away at it afterwards, but Labossiere able to smother that and cover things up with 15:25 remaining. Here on MFHL Game Day on G-Show Productions. Glad to have you here with us for the first matchup of the season between these two teams. Last year it was the Ice who took the season series 3-1. All games were only separating those teams by 1 goal in the head-to-head last year. Expecting, honestly, much of the same coming into today with, obviously, this game in particular, it's not the end-all be-all for these teams' seasons, but for the Winnipeg Ice, they're in a 3-way tie for 4th. They haven't played as many games compared to some of the rest of the teams here in the MFHL, and, I think Eugene Kaminsky looking for a better start from his team. He's gotten it this afternoon, so that's a step in the right direction already. And for the Eastman Selects, this is a team that's 9-1-1, has the Avers right behind them by 2 points, Westman behind them by 3 points. Both of those teams have beaten Eastman. So Eastman looking to stay atop of the standings here this afternoon with a win. Would be huge if they were able to extend it to 4 games on this win streak. As this puck sent all the way down, no icing on the play. Hepner wins that puck battle against Walker. 2 Selects in the corner, unable to free this puck for themselves as it's taken away by the Ice, chipped out by Robbins. Trying to send Wozniacki, but unable to. Out of the line, Cairns has to circle back as she would have been offside. And now carrying it in will be Texiera, trying to maneuver past Beavis. Those two getting a bit physical with each other as Beavis now loses her balance. Side of the net, Dixon tries to chip this up, but unable to get it past Ota. Sent down low. Puck sent past Beavis. Now onto the stick of Shanskog. Cook gets it to Heidinger. Heidinger looks to reverse this. Rims it around opposite side, but too far for Beavis. This gets into the neutral zone. Now back into the ice zone as they control. Ota trying to spin around and fire that puck out, but can't. Turnover force. Pass through to the slot. Not to the point. Veda Rigaud shot. Block there and into the corner. But the Selects still control it down low. That into the slot. Pass can't connect. As Veda Rigaud with a backhand shot sends it into the corner. It's the Ice who come out victorious for the time being, but can't make the first pass out. The Selects trying to get that to the net, but Dixon couldn't. So it'll be on to the stick of Robbins now. who in the corner stick handles and trying to dangle through Heidinger. Bad mistake there, though, almost resulted in something costly for the Ice, as Heidinger was able to force a turnover, getting a giveaway there. Those pucks sent all the way down to the Selects, and given chase, Normando able to get there first. So nice move by Delaney Rigaud, dangling into the inside on Chloe Nicholas. She continues with it. Low shot rebound there, but just out of the reach for, leave number 9, Grenier, to do anything with it. Side of the net, Lexi Remillard, or Callie Remillard that is, now out in front, but Delaney Rigaud can't pull the trigger, banging away at it, but Grunwald able to hold the line somehow, as this game remains scoreless, still with 12:38 remaining in the first period of action. 5-1 the shots in favor of the Eastman Selects. Still looking for that first goal, however. As trying to go to Grenier in the slot there was Delaney Rigaud off the draw, but couldn't connect. It's Chloe Nicholas who now skates it down the left side for this Ice team. Shot goes wide of the net. Carvalho gets a stick on Chloe carrying. Nicholas trying to force a turnover as well, but the Selects able to get it out and into the neutral zone, sent right back into their end though. And given chase will be Carvalho. Able to get a pass there. Number 13 in Kennedy carrying. Now sent up to Caitlin Schroeder as Schroeder battles along with Moisey along the boards and got the puck in. Claire Hudson reverses behind the back. Aiming up the boards and now gets out for this Ice team, as Moisey couldn't play that any further. Now picked up by Talia Jones, who plays it off the boards behind the back. Hudson took that and sent it in deep. Goes off for a change, played up to Isabel Carey. Now her pass in the middle, intercepted, but off of an ice stick, so no real danger right now for this Selects team. Into the neutral zone, it goes now picked up by Walker as she surveys options. Goes cross ice, but will have that picked off. Too soft to get across, but the Ice able to survive as that was a delayed offside that resulted. Now sent all the way back into the Select zone. Veda Rigaud behind the back, pass D to Beavis, up to Hepner, but that can't connect with 19. Walker now, D to Ota. Ota off the boards, trying to connect with Chablik, but a bit too far for her. Rigaud along the boards, nice job, strong along there to keep possession of the puck. Now it's sent up to Heidinger. Heidinger trying to dangle her way through maneuvering, but has that puck stripped away. Gets into the low slot, now out of the ice zone as they clear it. Normando tried to connect on a pass there with Abby Dixon, but could not. So this gets sent all the way into the Select zone, now off the boards. Heidinger tries to go, but held at the line by this Ice team. Bouncing puck in on Labossiere, but got her body in front of that to make the stop. Scott Cook along the boards, battling with the pinned up Ice player. Two other Ice players come in for support. That's Texiera, who was the initial player pinned up. Now into the neutral zone this goes, and the Selects with numbers against this Ice team, but not anymore as the Ice able to get fresh legs on. Nice move by Woznetsensky. Woznetsensky dangles and gets it to the front of the net, but couldn't be put away there by number 12 and Kay Cairns. Number 8 and Woznetsensky been really impressive here in the past few games on the network at this point. There's no offside on the play. She decides to go off for a change. It's played into the neutral zone. Chloe Nicholas sends this in deep just before the blue line. Forces Isabella Labossiere to come out of her own net. Now up the boards. Ice forcing a turbo out in front, as Isabella Mann couldn't get that redirected well enough. Delicately plays a short pass up to Chloe Nicholas. Now Ice back on the attack. Backhand from Carvalho, turned aside there by Labossiere. Loose puck still there. Oh, nice defense there. Last ditch effort by the Selects with the sticks to keep it out. Poking away from Izzy Mann, and it's Delaney Rigaud sent the other way. Rebound turned aside by the Ice. So they're able to box that out well. As now it's up, Izzy Mano straight through, has Chloe Nicholas with her pass, can't get across though, off of the skates of Veda Rigaud. It's Delaney Rigaud who has the puck down the right side, leaves a drop pass. Schroeder heading to the net, Grenier trying to get it to her, but she could not, as that chance goes out the wayside for this select squad. Now coming in, Beavis wheeling around the net. Beavis off the boards to the point. That held in, but blocked up off the shot from Isabella Carey. High stick on the way through on this shot, so we'll get a stop in play. And what has been a very eventful first almost 12 minutes of this game so far, even though we don't have goals. Plenty of shots, 6-4 in favor of this Eastman Selects team. And as you can see on our scoreboard, still a scoreless game. And given the chances these two teams have had, you gotta think the sigh of relief when one of these teams score is gonna be massive as well. It's both working away and having quality chances so far. Just can't find that good enough execution to finish off so far. As in the corner, the Selects working with it. Puck finally sent out by this ice team is Hallie Chablik giving chase against number 12 in Haas. Chablik pins up Haas along the boards. Haas and Chablik both go down. Loose puck trying to be picked up by Moisey, but she loses an edge in the corner. Might have been slightly tripped up there. But of course the refs just letting these teams play so far. Delaquis stretches a pass up but can't find. Talia Jones is that unable to find the backhand of her blade for her to receive it. Abby Dixon now working away along the boards closest to her bench, able to recover this loose puck in the neutral zone. Now goes off of the glass to Heidinger with speed, gets down and recovers this puck. Heidinger, a Team Manitoba player this year, gets it to Shan Scott Cook. Her shot, takes a almost unfortunate bounce for this ice team. Back to Shan Scott Cook. Now a nice block by Delaquis on that one. The Selects almost a fortunate bounce for themselves, but not quite. That into the skates now of number 13, Kennedy Carrier. Allowed for this ice team to get it back. Now it's worked into the corner. As the ice able to come out victorious. Picked up number 9 in Robbins, who circles back towards the half wall. Robbins now trying to maneuver the other way once again, but gets taken out, loses an edge. Now picked up by Chloe Nicholas. Her shot, not what she wanted off of that one, as it goes right into the logo on that jersey of Isabella Labossiere, aka right into the chest of the goaltender. But nice job by the ice on winning those battles along the boards and coming out victorious with them. Driving that puck to the middle afterwards was Chloe Nicholas. No one was covering, and not often do you see this Selects team give up many high-danger chances like that. Number 6 just wishes the shot was a bit better. Now turned over, the Selects trying to chip this out, and they almost do, but sent out of play into the Selects bench. So with 6:16 remaining, we get a face-off just outside of the Select zone, closest to the Select's bench, and won by the ice. They send this in deep. Gets past Veda Rigo. Her backhand chip successful to Beavis. Plays it up to Delaney Rigo, who tries sending up the boards to Callie Remillard. Now goes through Remillard's skates. And turned over to the ice, but now turned over into the Select's possession. Nice pass there by Delaney Rigo to Veda. Veda tried getting back to Delaney, but couldn't. As Beavis sends this in deep, Delaney Rigo, they're down low, pinned up along the boards. Grenier coming in to help out. 2 ice players also battling, working away. Taxiera has, I believe, Rigo get away from her. I believe that's Rigo out there. Now puck sent in deeper into the ice zone. Side of the net, Grenier onto the tape of Rigo, but Delaney couldn't do anything with it there. She was covered up well. Tied up in front. Claire Hudson off the boards. This one will be intercepted by Beavis as this Selects attack continuing to send pucks down deep and going after them. Speaking of a player with some nifty moves, and number 8 in Isabella Carrier couldn't quite complete that dangle to the net. Just tried to slither her way past. This loose puck, side of the net, trying to get on it there. Number 19 in Hepner able to survive the contact down low and continue to work away with that puck in the corner, in a scrum. Picked up by the Selects team. Passed out to the point for Oslo. Shot turned aside. Rebound not quite there for number 19 in Hepner as she gets tied up in the corner once again. Pinned along the board. Schroeder in there for support. Able to get to the point now to Rigo. That shot deflected wide of the net. As Rigo, the one who took the shot, goes off for a change now. The Selects, their forecheck, finally going to be put to a stop as the Ice able to get possession of it, intercept it, and to send it down all the way for an icing though. So hold everything actually. This Ice team unable to catch a break. So maybe this Selects team smelling blood in the water right now. Looking at the body language of this Ice team, Izzy Mann, first notice her looking tired. They need a rest, and rightfully so. That was a long shift, but it has to continue for the time being. The Ice, key winning of the draw. Able to go D to E, passed up to Chloe Nicholas, but once again, Hawes holds the line. Been one of the parts of this Selects forecheck that's been so good this season is how strong that D-core has been at holding the line. They go to work down low. Shan Scott Cook into the slot. Can't find Abby Dixon. That's intercepted as the Ice finally do get it out. Chloe Nicholas remains out there. Chips it off the boards. Tries continuing with it, but could not. So right back into the Ice zone this puck goes. But the Ice able to successfully get out quicker this time. Talia Jones gains the zone just inside. 4 minutes to play now. Jones sent that in deep. That's pinned up along the boards. Ice forced a turnover up to Moisey. Tries getting it back to Chablik, but could not, or maybe trying to go to the front of the net. Turned over high up in the slot again, and now picked up by Chablik as this Ice attack continues. Chablik now running out of some space, just tries sending the pass down low to Moisey, but could not. Now Moisey gets this loose to Chablik. Chablik up to the point to Walker. Walker tries going back down to number 15 in Chablik, which does. Moisey sent that on to the net, but turned aside. Now it's this Ice team who's looking to get this forecheck going and hamming in this Eastman Selects defensive group. As Eastman trying to get it up the board, still unable to. Good sticks from this Ice team and able to recover the loose puck again. Played to Chablik. Her shot just wide of the net. It's deflected off of the stick on the way through. Now Kate Cairns trying to weasel her way through, or maneuver her way through, so I should say, draws a penalty on the play. Nice edge work there by number 12 in Cairns, who went inside-outside on the Selects defense, and the Selects unable to keep up with her, so all they could do was take a trip-in penalty. And with that, this Ice team going to the power play for the first time this afternoon. Talked about it on Friday. This is a team that special teams haven't had the same amount of output on that power play. Only 5 goals heading into this one on the girl advantage so far this season, and this one sent down by this Eastman Selects team, and giving chase now. Delaney Rigaud hard on the forecheck. Tried to tie up that Ice player, but the Ice able to get it out. Robbins plays it up to Cairns, who drew the penalty. Cairns pass, or much rather a dump, goes all the way down, and the Selects able to get there and send it all the way back down to the Ice's end of the ice. Winnipeg with a minute 18 left on this power play. Taken by number 15 and Shan Scott Cook will have this turned over once again. Nice job by these Selects penalty killers. Not giving this Ice team much space at all to really maneuver hard on the forecheck as we see here. Nice job by Hepner and this group collectively. That dangle can't go for Izzy Mann. Sent in again by Isabella Carrier. It'll be Hepner and Carrier who remain out there for this Selects team, and with under a minute now, the Ice look to get something going. Nice stick by Carrier to force the turnover. Carrier dangling to the net, but can't complete it as she had that sticked away. Passes to Hepner now. Hepner, her shot, didn't get what she wanted on that, so it got deflected into the corner. Now it's Carvalho for the Ice, who wheels with it. Carvalho, good speed, working up, surveying options, loses sight of the puck as she fans on it in the corner. 23 seconds left on this Ice power play. Finally into the Select zone as that puck tipped wide of the net. As Blake Hawes trying to get it out, but still can't. As the Ice try to send this in deep off of the glove of Hawes as she sends it just out of her own end. And here's a bad turnover potentially. Yes, it is. Claire Hudson trying to get back now. Turned aside. Saving her was Grunwald off that chance. that save made on the Heidinger shot. So we're into the final 30 seconds to play here now. Back to even strength, by the way, as it's the Selects looking for potentially one more chance up, and they may get it here. Heidinger has a girl going in the net. Heidinger decides to backhand, but turned aside by Bailey Grunwald on the way towards the ice net. Almost disaster there for the ice as the Selects looking, surveying. Speaking of mistakes, the ref making a mistake there with his foot and taking a tumble. With 9 seconds remaining, we'll get to that sequence that just happened in just a moment. It's into the neutral zone. 4, 3, 2, 1, the clock goes. And with that, the horn sounds to signal the end of the first 20 minutes of play. Scoreless after the first, 11-5 the shots in favor of this Eastman Selects team, but unable to get that final result they want on many of their offensive chances so far, which is that puck in the net. Bailey Grunwald's been pretty solid so far for this ice team. How could she not be with those 11 saves on the 11 shots? But yeah, that last chance, the end of the period, this Selects team looked up ice, saw that, hey, there's no one covering Heidinger, and this ice team's still trying to recover from making the line change to get back. So you connect the pass well enough, which surely they did. Leads to an opportunity like that. Now Heidinger had a girl going to the net, was thinking maybe she'd pass to her, but gotta also give the ice credit for their effort on that back check, on sticking with that player that was heading back or taking her away to just leave Grunwald to take on that shooter, as Heidinger ran out of real estate and didn't have much of a shot afterwards. But this Eastman Selects team, their forecheck, have talked about it. Levels to it, they've been so strong this season, and their strongest level so far today has been their defensive core, holding the line so strong, not allowing this ice team to break out easily and forcing them to work pretty hard. I thought that to get out of their own end. I thought that this ice team much better start to this game, but this seems to happen more times than not when we watch the Eastman Selects. They start off a few minutes, in their own end, surviving, and then they start to get to their game, which is their strong forecheck, hemming teams in, and not spending much time in their defensive zone afterwards, which we saw in that period. But no team has a goal so far, so all for naught so far in this one at the Niverville Rec Center. We're going to have the next 20 minutes to play here coming up. After we send it to our promo screen for the next few minutes, we're going to be playing our Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia commercial, as well as we'll send it to a commercial break within that time span. And then, I'll be back to give some final thoughts on this first period during the first intermission, and we'll be back after that to have the call for the second period here between the Winnipeg Ice and the Eastman Selects, scoreless after 20 minutes of play on this Saturday afternoon of MFHL Game Day here on G-Show Productions, live from Niverville, Manitoba. We'll be back soon, everybody.
Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia offers the widest selection of sports cards and signed memorabilia in the city. For dedicated casual and new collectors, Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia has everything a collector could ask for. Everything we sell is stored with care, and with help from our knowledgeable team, we'll help you find exactly what you're looking for. We carry Upper Deck hockey card brands like Series 1 and 2, the Cup, Ultimate, SPA, and plenty more. So what are you waiting for? Come down to Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia, Winnipeg's premier sports cards and memorabilia store.
Welcome back into our MFHL game day broadcast on this Saturday afternoon, live here from Niverville, Manitoba. Scoreless after the first 20 minutes of play between the visiting Winnipeg Ice and the home side in the Eastman Selects. In a period that had 11 shots on goal for the Eastman Selects, 5 on goal for the Winnipeg Ice. Isabelle Labossiere getting the start in the pipes today for Eastman, while Bailey Grunwald assuming her position as the starter today. Plett started on Wednesday night for this Winnipeg Ice squad. As we take a look back at how this week has started off, 2 games were played on Wednesday. The Selects and Ice were both in action, except playing against different opponents, of course. The Selects took a 4-1 victory over the Hawks, while it was the Avros beating their crosstown rivals in the Ice by a score of 5-1. The Chiefs ended up moving into a tie for 4th place with their win against the Westman Wildcats on Thursday. And for Pembina Valley, also moved into that 4th place tie with the Ice after a 4-1 victory last night against the Central Plains Capitals. 2 more games still to go here tonight in MFHL action on this Saturday, and then a triple header tomorrow, all afternoon games in the league, as the Ice will be back at home. The Hours are going to be at home for tomorrow. Same with the Chiefs at home at Scholich to take on the Central Plains Capitals. As for the standings here in the MFHL, Eastman looking to get to 21 points here tonight, or this afternoon, and for the Winnipeg Ice looking to break out of that tie for 4th place with a victory here today. Even an OT loss could do it for this team to get sole possession of 4th for now, but yeah, we take a look at the standings. The only team without a win still are the Interlake Lightning. Yeah, I mean, pretty tight among the top 3 right now. Only 3 points separate the 1st place Selects compared to the 3rd place Wildcats. So it's going to be interesting to see where things shape up, how things shape up after week 5 of MFHL action has concluded. We're going to show you the stats leaders now, brought to you by Make-Canada Fasteners and Tools. As Ivy Perkin leads the league in goals, we got one of the assist leaders playing in this game here today in Veda Rigo, who was leading the league in assists heading into this week 5 before Pierre had 2 on Wednesday night's victory against the Winnipeg Ice. As for the goaltending, Addison Tomes and Isabelle Labossiere, as you can see there, their numbers combined are unreal, but you know, their individual statistics very impressive at that. Both have a shutout. You know, Labossiere, I don't want to say it but I guess I have to now since we're looking at it. You know, her one loss coming out side of regulation, coming in extra time in that shootout against the Winnipeg Avros. So she'll be looking to add on, of course, to her win total and trying not to have a regulation loss today, along with the rest of her team, as Eastman looks to keep things rolling here, trying to boost their win streak up to 4 games in a row. A lot of work left to be done, though, against this Winnipeg Ice team, which I thought the Winnipeg Ice, like I talked about, started off this game, you know, better compared to Wednesday night. As that period went along, though, this Eastman Selects team started to get their forecheck going and hemming this Ice team in, as we've seen them do to many teams all season long. The one thing I will say for the Winnipeg Ice is, try to focus on breaking out more in the middle, hitting your center with that pass as she's swinging down low for you to get it. Try not to make the passes as high up in the zone, because the biggest strength right now of Eastman's attack so far has been that blue line, just holding in pucks, swatting loose pucks in, taking away pucks with their sticks, you name it. So I think once the Winnipeg Ice can find a way to break out a bit more easily to solve this forecheck, which Eugene Kaminsky going to be interesting and excited to see what type of coaching changes he makes in the adjustments of his team's game. I think once they get more success coming out of the defensive zone, maybe they start to generate more off of transition, which that's where they were having a bit of their success when they'd enter into the zone. Winnipeg Ice in that past period. For the Eastman Selects, I don't think you change much about your game right now until the Ice you have to make those adjustments by forcing your hand, right? I think the only thing you're looking for is a bit better execution in terms of getting that puck into the net. As soon as one falls for Eastman, maybe they start to get rolling in this one. But so 2 top 4 teams currently in the MFHL going at it. The Eastman Selects, their coaches making their way out onto the bench. Now both teams will be coming out onto the ice shortly here, along with the referees, as I should say, here on MFHL Game Day, as we get Period 2 underway here coming up. Next, this has been your first intermission report, brought to you by Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia and Mid-Canton Fasteners and Tools. We'll be back to call this period in just a moment here, everybody. Making their way out onto the ice, both of their respective benches now. As the Selects get their starting 5 on, the Ice already have their starting 5 on, huddling around their bench. It's that top line for the Winnipeg Ice that are going to be starting off, centered by Izzy Mann. On the flanks, Carvalho and Chloe Nicholas. For the Selects, Callie Remillard, along with Delaney Rigaud and Grenier, start off for them as we start off this second period of action with the Selects getting the puck into the ice zone. Grenier, first one on it, along the half wall. Works this to Callie Remillard, ends up missing that pass into the slot, but gets it up to Blake Hawes. Blake Hawes into the slot for Callie Remillard. That puck off of her stick into the corner. 2 Ice players battling at it, along with 2 Selects players. The Ice able to gain possession of this puck, passed up to Carvalho. Tries stretching it through the middle to Izzy Mann, but that one missing everybody all the way down, but no icing on the play, as it's the Ice who end up getting on it first in the corner, trying to work this to the middle. No one there. Backdoors that pass, slid through the crease, ends up to the point. Delacqui, her shot intended in, unable to go, as now Hepner takes her down. No, Delaney Rigaud, that is, as Rigaud and number 19 Delacqui both go down to the ice hard. Both are okay. As finally a whistle, and there's going to be a penalty here coming up. 2 minutes for a hook. That'll be to number 6 and Chloe Nicholas. So with that, we put on our special team second period sponsor, one of them in Terrico, serving Manitoba producers for over 80 years in the agricultural industry. Sends the selects team to the girl advantage, where so far this year, ranking among the top of the league in power play goals. They're, I guess, near the middle of the pack now, tied fourth at 8 power play goals so far this year. As picked up by this Eastman Selects team, work to the point. That's going to be sent back to Caitlin Schroeder. Schroeder threads a pass back to Chloe Carey. Ends up to the side of the net, but bounces over the stick of Hepner. She gets that back to Schroeder. Schroeder to Carrier. Carrier back to Schroeder. Schroeder playing give and go with Carrier. Now goes to Kennedy Carrier to Isabella Carrier, who sent it back to Kennedy. Now up to Chloe. A quick little tic-tac-toe, unable to be set up there for the Selects team. But nice stick there from Kennedy Carrier as she sends this down low again. Intended for Hepner, but that one cut off nicely by the Ice squad and sent all the way down for a clear on this penalty kill. It's tied up along the boards. It's Chablik. It's Chloe Carrier there along with number 3 in Schroeder. Nice job by number 15 in Chablik to continue to eat this puck along the boards. There's now 3 selects trying to get this puck from one player in Chablik. They finally do. Nice job there from number 15. Hard work on that penalty kill as she goes off. Well deserved. As Schroeder tries to send this in deep. Gets cut off along the boards. Now puck sent out. Delayed offside on the play as Eastman goes off for a change to the ice. So far so good on this penalty kill. So we enter into the final quarter of it, the final 30 seconds. It's the Selects outside of the first half of this power play. Haven't had much generated. Maybe something here late in it, though. Pass to the middle, deflected on net off of the stick of Heidinger. And turned aside by Bailey Grunwald. Now picked up by Abby Dixon, the captain. Plays it up with the backhand of Veda Rigo. Whips this across to Beavis. Beavis, her shot through off the post, scores! It starts with, a simple zone entry for this Eastman Selects team on this power play chance. They're able to establish the zone, get this directed towards the net. And it's the Winnipeg Ice, a bit outnumbered. Having the player tied up a bit, it allows for Abby Dixon to get control of that puck, control it by passing it up high. Veda Rigo working it around to number 7 in Reese Beavis, who her shot goes through some traffic, fooling Grunwald a bit as it gets a bit of a lucky bounce, a shooter's bounce for number 7 in Beavis on that one, going off of the post and into the back of the net as it's a 1-0 lead for the Selects team with 16:22 remaining here, courtesy of the power play, their 9th power play goal of the season. You got a feel for the Winnipeg Ice on that one. Won most of that special team sequence. But it ain't over until those clocks hit zeros, especially in this case for the power play, for Eastman's sake. As here they are again working it up top. It's Veda Rigo. Her shot unable to get through this time off of a body and into the corner. It'll be picked up by Joel Normando now. Coming in, and that's sent towards the front of the net. Delaney Rio tried to get into it afterwards, but smothered up there and covered up by number 1 in Bailey Grunwald. So with that save, we got our other second period sponsor onto the screen and goaltenders, your goalie's personal video review service. Check out their website at GordyTumbletonGoalies.ca. Find out more about his coaching service. As it'll be Delaney Rigo heading down the right side, tries getting it in the middle to number 9 in Grenier, but couldn't find her there. So now it'll be Delaney Rigo and Grenier in the corner, giving pressure on Ota. Ota Spins away along the boards. Gets a pass up to Chablik, who sends it quickly to Talia Jones. Jones now breaking away from the pressure of the Eastman Selects before sending it in just before the blue line. Labossiere out of her own net to play that. This gets turned over at the point, tipped and deflected into the opposite corner off of a Selects player's stick, as they finally do manage to clear it out. To the neutral zone, Walker just sends this one on net from afar. It's turned over. Loose puck controlled by this Ice team. Nice pass behind the back into the slot for number 6 and Chloe Nicholas, but couldn't do anything much with it afterwards. Carvalho gets this to Nicholas. In her skate, she struggles to keep possession of this. Gets this into the slot, but intercepted by Delaney Rigaud, who kicks this out to Grenier. Cut off at the red line. Decides to send this in as this trio tire goes off for some fresh legs. Fresh lines for this Eastman Selects team out now as the Ice try working across that pass way behind Carvalho. Now played to the boards by Isabella Carrier. Turned over into the Ice possession now. D-to-D it went to Delacqui up to Chloe Carrier, who deflected it through her legs. This taking a bit of a lucky bounce for Isabella Carrier as she was able to get it just before the blue line and send it in deep. Delacqui having some trouble with it, loses possession of this puck. Now it's Isabella Carrier down low, gets tied up, but able to get a pass to Hepner. Now up top to Kennedy Carrier. Carrier tries sending it down low. Schroeder trying to get on that loose puck, but can't, but picked up by Kennedy Carrier. Kennedy Carrier, her backhand shot, couldn't get through there onto the net, as now she plays this across to Chloe Carrier. Chloe Carrier now trying to shield this with the forehand. Gets angled out along the boards there by Robbins. As delayed offside on the play allows for this Ice team to break it out. Wozniacki, nice move to the middle. The ever elusive number 8. Able to get by, but not quite, as she had her stick disrupted there on her way through to the net. Heidinger tried to feed a pass up, but picked up by number 2 and Texier. Crowd calling for an offside, not getting it there. Now skated up by Veda Rigaud. Veda Rigaud trying to muscle her way up the boards and continues on with it. Loses possession of it, but now picked up by Dixon. Dixon, her pass to Beavis, the goal scorer in this game. Unsuccessful as it rattled off of her stick. Unable to cradle it. Puck in the neutral zone. Played towards the boards by the Ice. Picked up and played off the boards just as quickly as Veda Rigaud forces Ota to recover this puck behind her own goal line. Plays a nice little pass off the boards past Heidinger, but us unable to get it out. Still struggling to get it out at that blue line of theirs. Ota settles it down behind her own net, pinching up a Selects defenseman. Levels there with Hepner also in the attacker. Grenier, that is, to force a turnover again into the Selects possession. Pass played up in the neutral zone. Selects trying to get past Ota, but Ota holding that wall well, so the Selects, all they can do is regroup. Pass down the left side. Grenier leaves it for Beavis. Beavis sends this in deep for Delaney Rigaud. She has her stick tied up, though, by Talia Jones. That allows for the Ice to pick this up and skate this out with some speed. Texier got cut off, though, so decides to send this in deep. Race to the puck along the board, sent down low onto the stick of Chablik. Takes some rough stuff down low. A Selects player lost her stick, goes to recover it now. Chablik pins up that very same player now and continues to battle along the boards. As both teams trying to jock for position in here. It's onto the stick of the Ice. D to Walker. Her shot blocked on the way through. Nice job by Isabella Carey to get in the lane and threads a pass through to Callie Remillard. Callie Remillard, though, unable to get past that stick of Walker. Delacqui has the puck, get past her, now picked up by Delaney Rigaud. Unloads her shot, almost gets through Grunwald, but just able to stay out. That puck wasn't moving much further. That shot off of the post, now off the screen. Rebound there, turned aside by Grunwald. The puck luck almost there again for this Eastman Selects team with 10:55 remaining in the second period of action. Both teams catch their breath for a few seconds here, where we'll do the same. Draw coming up to the blocker hand side of Grunwald. Schroeder loses that draw against Izzy Mann. D the Ice go. below their own goal line. Now picked up by Isabella Carrier, coming in for support, along with Hepner. Hepner trying to help out down low to get this puck away from Hudson, but Hudson passed it up. As delayed offside on the play, this puck just gets out of the zone. As D2D the ice goes, sent up. And off of a shin pad of a player. I think they might have called... Oh, it was a piece of equipment that was off. So for Kate Karen, she skates back to the bench now with her neck guard in hand. So this draw will be tied up by the ice. Won by them, but that gets passed through. Middle of Texiera and Claire Hudson. Isabella Carrier pins up Texiera along the boards. Now Hepner in to help out, along with Carvalho behind Hepner. Texiera able to get loose and get that pass over to Hudson. Nice pass over to Carvalho in some open space, but has that stripped away just at her own blue line. Sent in deep by Hepner as she goes off for a change. The ice look to work at D2D now. As Claire Hudson goes off the boards. That pass, just a bit of a too hard of a bounce for her players to handle. This pass now getting past Hudson, and Dixon fanning on the shot. A prime chance there potentially for goal number 2 for this Selects team. 17-6. The shots in favor of the Selects here. There's no offside on the play. A loose puck picked up in the skates of Izzy Mann now. Now it'll be the Selects who get it out. Played and turn over into the neutral zone. Ota just able to get it into the Select zone. Now they stretch it up. It's Heidinger now. Has a girl heading to the net with her. Decides to shoot, and that one turned aside by number 1 in Grunwald. 18th shot of the game for this Selects team. Up 1-0 as well, as this ice team definitely looking for more volume here for sure. In the shot totals, a team that, of course, coming into today, coming off of a 5-1 loss against the Winnipeg Avros. They're in a close game here today. That was to be expected. Speaking of Robbins, her shot unable to get through. So it was blocked up. Kate Cairns coming to cut that off near the blue line, and she does. Allows for Woznasensky to make her way to the net. Backhand contested there well by the Selects, and Labossiere able to turn it aside. Now at the point, Ota, her shot, unable to get through as it went off of a stick. In the corner now, the Selects try to play it up. Turned over. This will be passed to the point for Ota. She'll unload her shot now through a screen, but turned aside by the paddle of number 1 there in Labossiere. Ota still nice job holding the point. Gets this down low again. Puck got past Woznasensky. Now after all said and done, this puck finally does get out. Grenier got sticked on the play through the neutral zone. No call there on the play. That gets back to Grenier. Now her shot unable to get through as it was blocked up. Into the skates this goes to Robbins, as Robbins just past the red line sends this in deep now. Looked like she was contemplating going off for a change, but decided not to. The Selects trying to catch this ice team on a bad change as it's up to Schroeder. Schroeder just past the face-off circle, sent it in deep. Now back to the point. This goes, sent in below the ice goal line again. Nice stick there by Hepner to keep this down low. As the ice still searching to break out. They play it off the boards this time. Talia Jones gets cut off there by Hepner, but Jones continues with it still, continuing to move her feet. As this puck into the corner, played along the boards by the Eastman Select squad. Just trying to play it up. They do into the neutral zone. Being contested there was Hepner by Delacqui. As Delacqui didn't allow for her to go any further. Cutting her off. This Selects team now having some trouble in their own right trying to get it out. They finally do. So it'll be picked up by Claire Hudson, who stretches a pass, naps a pass on the stick of number 10. You have Manhu, her shot trying to go through the sticks of an Eastman Selects player, but could not as it got deflected As this gets passed across to Sophia Heidinger. Heidinger off the boards to Dixon. Gets cut off there by an ice player. Heidinger still with it into the middle, front of the net. Shanskaka gets it to Dixon somehow, and Dixon turned aside there by Grunwald. Huge save there from the goaltender. Keeping this a 1-goal lead only for the Selects team. 1-goal deficit only for the ice at this point. As we get a stoppage in play, puck will be outside of the Eastman. And apologies, folks, if our screen kind of block a bit. We're going to be looking to fix that during the intermission. Not too sure why that is the case. This will be sent into the ice zone with 5 minutes remaining now in the second period of action. Kate Karen sends this in deep with the backhand. Paddled away by the blocker there of Isabelle Labossiere in front and smothered by Labossiere. As that could have been danger for this Eastman Select squad. They're able to get out of it. As the ice players look on, still searching for their 10th shot in this game. 21-9 in favor of the Selects. Score still pretty tight though, at only 1-0 in favor of the Selects team. Had most of the opportunity. Joel Normando down low has this in her skates, being contested there by a few ice players as Joel Normando able to skate this up strong, able to get it out now. This Eastman Selects team into the neutral zone, but unable to get it past the ice defense like they had hoped. To force an offensive chance their way. And now here's a potential chance. Hepner able to get by. Hepner feeds it to Isabella Carrier, but just into her skates. Pass just unable to connect. Now low slot there. Schroeder turned aside by Grunwald. As the Selects team swarming around this ice net. Ice able to get it out now. Cross ice pass. Able to get past Carrier. Chavlik giving chase on it. Chavlik first one on it. Spins away, tries getting the pass to Moisey, but that one intercepted, cut off by Schroeder. Schroeder into the stick with that pass to Heidinger. Was a bit behind her. Now that shot blocked up. Nice job by Cairns to chip it over the stick of Dixon. She goes down the left side, loses it in her skates a bit. So all she can do is kick it up to herself and try to send it in deep as this one gets behind the Selects goal line. Picked up by Kennedy Carrier, cut off there by Wozniacki. Wozniacki to the low slot, but in between the skates too much there for Robbins. Nice stick by Heidinger to force that turnover. Coming down, a bunch of ice players coming hard on her. Backhand turned aside by Grunwald. As Grunwald stuck with her all the way, not fooled by what was another backhand chance from Heidinger down the right side on the rush. Got to give credit to the Winnipeg Ice there. Enforcing her hand once again, coming in hard on the back check to get back into their own end. Made it a bit easier for Grunwald to come away with that type of save too, I think. If Heidinger has a bit more room, a bit more time and space, maybe she does something a bit different with a deke or maybe even a forehand shot. But it's Holly Chavlik who's able to maneuver through, get into the loose puck, off of the crossbar. Chavlik went the ice, still with zeros on the board in this one. This is a prime opportunity there for number 15, who's been all over the offensive zone in this game so far. In the corner, going to work, trying to get that loose puck to a teammate from the corner, but could not. So now will be skated up by Delaney Rigaud. Loses the puck as it's stripped away just before the blue line. Maya Grenier picks this puck up, sends this in deep. Maybe was trying to connect with Delaney Rigaud for a pass, but ended up not doing so. Gabby Robbins sends this down below her own goal line onto the stick of Walker as Walker plays that up to an outlet girl. Will be taken away now and sent out by the ice out of their own end, getting into the select zone. Stroll Normando, first one back, recovers this puck first. Played it to Schroeder, who played it to Veda Rigaud. Ice, though, strong at the blue line there to keep it in. Bounce off the boards, but Isabelle Carrier up to the task to make the save and ready for it. We're starting to see this Winnipeg Ice team, as this period goes along, get more and more high danger scoring chances. The defensive zone opening up a bit more for them. And just like Eastman in that first period, for most of it, hemming them in and holding the line strong, we've seen the ice tighten up at their own line. And that's allowed for their forecheck to continue in this one. Also doing a better job of getting it to the middle here on the breakout, which this time around, this selects team able to hold them in the neutral zone. Past the red line, Gabby Robbins just sends it in deep before going off for a change. Gets a fresh set of legs on for the ice team with 1:20 left in this period. The final minute approaching soon. Sent in deep again off the backboards and picked up by Blake Haas. That pass gets intercepted, cut off by Jones. So it'll be loose in the neutral, or not the neutral zone, the slot area. That shot floated in from the point. From Texier, turned aside there by Labossiere. And that Minder's 11th save of the afternoon so far, with 1:01 remaining. Kind of looked like a light just went out there on ice. Not too sure if that's the case, but draw one by this Winnipeg Ice team. Chablik working away in the corner against a Eastman Selects player. Chablik tried getting that to the front of the net, but couldn't. Chablik still trying to hold the line, but couldn't there, as the Selects finally able to muster this one out. As Dixon down low along with number 16 and Heidinger, who both of them decided not to pursue on that forecheck. Buck gets sent out into the neutral zone, now picked up by the Selects team once again, who reverse it cross ice pass towards the boards. That shot, what a goal by Heidinger! She gives Eastman the 2-0 lead late here in this second period of action with 24.6 remaining on the clock. What a thing of beauty there from Heidinger, but it starts off with just the patience that this Eastman Selects team has before even entering the offensive zone. They take the play all the way to the side closest to our broadcast angle, and that opens up a wide open Heidinger down that right side, receiving that cross ice pass, and Heidinger able to maneuver through with some speed. As that shot, a dangerous one on Grunwald. That time she covers it up. But nice job by Heidinger to be able to stick handle to the middle. Nice strong move to the middle, getting to that money spot before unloading a money shot just under the bar past number 1 in Bailey Grunwald with 16 seconds left. That goal brought to you by Terrico. As off the boards, Chloe Carrier goes. This goes down low the ice, just trying to survive to get out of this period. They do by going up the middle with the pass into the skates. That goes intended for Robbins, and with that, we send it to a second intermission with a late goal to make it 2-0 for this Eastman Selects team. They got both of their goals in this period. First one scored by Beavis, the second by Heidinger. And yeah, I thought, throughout that period, the Ice, had more instances of having more offensive zone time for themselves. Did a great job of, holding that line much like the Eastman Selects did. And yeah, I mean, moments for them have been very good, but it's about finishing, right? And finishing strong, much like, them giving up that first goal of the game on the power play where they controlled most of that penalty kill, that special team sequence, but in the last 5 seconds of it, the Eastman Select's able to get a puck to Beavis, who unloads it through a screen, and that's all because, in front a few seconds before, Abby Dixon is able to get loose and is left alone to be able to pick up a puck and work it around. Team not in the ice, not quite able to clear the puck out on that sequence. And then same with here, this team getting caught puck watching a bit. Heidinger, as nice of a move as she made and as nice of that play was drawn up by this Eastman Selects team, still got to be disappointed there, I think, if you're Eugene Kaminsky, especially with how late that goal came in the period. But this Winnipeg Ice team has got more chances as that period went along. This is a team who most likely in this period coming up, unless they find another gear in their game, are going to have to rely on their goaltending and them surviving the defensive zone, and more so being opportunistic to get back into this one as they're down by 2. But just look for the first goal, and then maybe good things will happen. Maybe you start to get some positive momentum for yourself. As the Ice looking to avoid a 4th loss on the season after starting off the year 4-0, the Selects looking to get to win number 10 here, 20 miles away from doing so, as they're up 2-0 here. 25-10 in shots they lead. In this MFHL Game Day broadcast, brought to you by McCann Fasteners and Tools, Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia, Terrico, and Goaltenders. Third period to come here, ladies and gentlemen, and a bit more on the second period during the second intermission here on your home for MFHL hockey in Manitoba. You're in the right place, G-Show Productions on gshow.ca. And welcome back, everybody, into Niverville, Manitoba at the Niverville Rec Center. This afternoon matchup so far here in the MFHL and MFHL game day, which sees the Eastman Selects leading 2-0 after the first 40, scoring the second goal of the game in a 2-goal second period for themselves to give them this lead. Under 30 seconds left with about 24.6 on the clock. A beautiful shot threaded just under the bar. Or it might have even went bar down from Sophia Heidinger. Absolutely electric display of skill there from her. And a really nice job by Eastman to set up that play. I think someone just said it actually went bar down. So, yeah, they opened up the scoring, though, Eastman did, on the power play in that second period where, yeah, it was Beavis who ended up threading a shot through, and it went off of the right post and in past Grunwald to beat her. I thought that the ice, did a lot of good things in terms of, creating more offensive zone time for themselves, more high-danger offensive chances in that period alone. Compared to their first period of play. But it's still the Eastman Selects who hold a significant advantage in the shot advantage at 25-10. Still an Eastman Selects team who continued to, at points hem that Winnipeg Ice team in that second period. So, in my opinion, knowing that this Eastman Selects forecheck is so strong, and knowing that the success you'll have breaking out won't be as much up the boards, but more so going through the middle. For this Winnipeg Ice team, I think the focus should be for this period is obviously try to get a good jump, a good start, and, get it into the Selects defensive zone, and that way you're able to try to get your cycle established early on. I think that could bode well for them if they're able to get on the attack early to start off this period. It has to come with a good jump to start off, though. But yeah, if you're unable to do that and you're more so playing the game in your own end, just work on surviving. And once you get that pass, don't, rush it out. Try to make the right first pass, the successful first pass that'll allow for you to get out of the zone. And then, as soon as you're in the select zone, try to fire as many pucks as you can on net. Get a lot of quantity, as you want to still look for quality, but the quantity hasn't been nearly enough for this Winnipeg Ice team this afternoon for them to truly have a chance to take this game home against the Eastman Selects team who, coming in, taking a look at the standings, the best defensive team in the league. And yeah, they've only allowed about 22 shots against per game so far this year. And they're living up to that so far here today, this afternoon, as they've only given up 10 to this Winnipeg Ice team through the first 40 minutes, which is something we're not used to really seeing as well from this Winnipeg Ice team from the past 2 years, with them being so behind on the shot clock and them, having to battle back more times than not, especially recently here, as they started off the season 4-0, have lost their last 3 of 4 at that in league play. But it is a long season ahead, and there is still 20 minutes left to be played in this one. This could be a completely different period overall compared to what we've been seeing. Could be the Ice who start to get more of the offensive zone time and more of the offensive attack for the majority of this period, or will that still remain in the advantage to the Eastman Selects? Find out here coming up next. As Eastman, their coaching staff, has made their way to the bench. The Ice's coaching staff will be making their way out onto the bench as well here shortly. Here on MFHL Game Day, as we'll have period number 3. Presented by Can Central Sports Cards, Memorabilia, Terrico Goaltenders, and Make Cannon Fasteners and Tools coming up here next in Niverville, Manitoba.
Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia offers the widest selection of sports cards and signed memorabilia in the city. dedicated casual and new collectors, Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia has everything a collector could ask for. Everything we sell is stored with care, and with help from our knowledgeable team, we'll help you find exactly what you're looking for. We carry Upper Deck hockey card brands like Series 1 and 2, the Cup, Ultimate, SPA, and plenty more. So what are you waiting for? Come down to Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia, Winnipeg's premier sports cards and memorabilia store.
And welcome back in, everybody, to Niverville, Manitoba at the Niverville Rec Center. The Eastman selects as we show the scoreboard right now, up 2-0 heading into this third period of action. Both teams will be at even strength, of course. The ice still piling their way out onto the ice. As Hallie Chablik looking like she's going to be starting this period off with her line mates and Jocelyn Moisey. Trying to find who else is there in between those two, as she's covered right now. But for this Eastman Selects team, it's going to be Hepner along with Isabella Carrier and Caitlin Schroeder out. Kennedy Carrier and Chloe Carrier out there to start on defense for this squad. Kate Cairns out. Talia Jones out for this Winnipeg Ice team to take the draw against Schroeder. And with that, we are underway here for this third period of action as draw won and possessed by this Eastman Selects team. So we're officially underway here in period number 3 in this MFHL game day contest. That one called offside. And before it, that offside following a pretty big collision just inside of the ice blue line by their benches. Head coach Eugene Kaminsky looks on. Seeing as center Talia Jones take a draw up close and personal, and that draw won by Jones to Ota. Ota trying to maneuver down low but can't get away from the check-in of Isabella Carrier. This gets rimmed up the left side. Kennedy Carrier, there's strong pinching in from her blue line position to send that in deep again. Isabella Carrier picks up the loose puck, trying to go in front to Hepner in the slot. Tries getting back to her again, but that pass both times intercepted by sticks from this ice team. The ice trying to work this up the other way, but could not. It'll be picked up by the Eastman Selects team and sent right back in to the ice zone, forcing this ice team to break out 200 feet once again as they try to go up the right side this time. Puck just squirts out. As kicked up now by Kate Cairns. Cairns continuing along with it, trying to at least, as it'll now be picked up by Woznitsensky, who gets it to Delacqui. Delacqui checked hard there by Beavis. Drop pass up top to Cairns, who sends that into the corner in the select zone for Robbins. Players tied up now. Puck out of the zone. Into the neutral zone this goes, and inside of the ice end now. Pass up to Woznitsensky. Along the boards, sent in by Kate Cairns now as she was in for help. Coming in hard on Reese Beavis as that turnover forced. Robbins, though, couldn't do anything with that puck to get a pass out in front. Heidinger, short little quick pass to Dixon towards the boards as Dixon sends this one in deep, forces for the ice to retrieve this pass again and get it out. As Walker, D-to-D goes to Ota, back up to Chloe Nicholas in the neutral zone, now played back by Cassie Caravalho. Walker tries playing this pass, Callie Remillard, and not that strong as this ends up right back into the ice end of things. As Ota spinning towards her end boards and stopping up before firing a pass towards the boards for Chloe Nicholas that gets past her. Selects giving chase on it as the ice coming down hard trying to recover this puck off of a forecheck. Now stretched up to Delaney Rigo off the boards. Couldn't be handled by her. Claire Hudson strongly it gets this to a teammate. DDD off the backboards. Puck sent out. Just chipped out past the boards. And now here's a 2-on-1 developing. Man has Carvalho with her. Carvalho shot scores! It's number 10 and 16 working some magic with each other. Nice awareness from Izzy Mann to, have a bit of patience before sending pass over to Carvalho, drawing that Eastman Selects defender even closer to her, which allows for Carvalho to have all the time in the world before she puts in a low shot that was on the ice, low glove hand side that fooled Isabelle Labossiere. So her momentum was taking her towards Carvalho. But that time around, it wasn't up the middle that they played it, but this ice team breaking out with numbers, outnumbering this Selects team in the neutral zone. And that's what you got to look to do. Can you look to, 2-on-1 and outnumber this ice team or this Selects team in areas of the ice, right? I think so far tonight, this Selects team, or this afternoon as I should say, this Selects team has done a good job of having good support all around at all ends of the ice. And with this, we'll be seeing another Selects power play. It's 2 minutes for cross-checking coming up. Hallie Chablik getting napped for that one. So with that, we'll actually keep Mid-Canada Fasteners and Tools on the screen. Your one-stop shop for all your industrial needs. Be sure to visit their store locations in Winnipeg and Brandon today. But it'll be the Selects back on the power play. 1-for-1 so far in this matchup. And, for the most part during that power play, even though they ended up scoring, it was the ice doing similar things to that. Just getting the puck down with some ease. As this will be turned over. Talia Jones not going right away to get to that puck. Beavis beat her to it. Maybe a bit of a missed opportunity there for this ice team. Chloe Nicholas can't quite hold the liner. I guess she did as the ref signaling no offside on the play. Nicholas trying to forecheck in on Veda Rigo as Veda Rigo has some trouble with the puck. Nice job by Beavis. Be able to lift the stick. And someone beside me just said, yelled that the game's not over. And I think that what he's talking about is telling this Eastman Selects team, urging them to keep skating. Don't act like the job's done just yet. So you're only up by 1 at this point as they control on the power play. Played over to Hepner. Back to Veda Rigo. Just holds it in. Had some trouble receiving that pass. That shot unable to get through from Shan Scott Cook. Tried to get it to Dixon in front. As the ice able to send this all the way down deep again. As play to Blake Haas. Takes it behind her own net. Sends it to an outlet girl in Veda Rigo. Rigo looking for options. Decides to go cross ice, but that pass can connect with Scott Cook. Scott Cook back to recover it now. Skating, taking it behind her own net. Passes it up to Dixon. Off of her stick, though. She can't handle that cleanly for Eastman to have possession of it. 18 seconds remaining now. Heidinger able to get into the zone and establish. Delays, goes up to the point. Haas having some trouble receiving that pass. Able to keep it in still, though. It's back to Heidinger. She decides to go across to the opposite point. Normando, her shot low of the net, wide of everything, as we're back to even strength now. Really nothing going there for this Eastman Selects team. 2-minute sequence that they wasted that time around, really. But also a credit to this Winnipeg Ice team for forcing some turnovers on the penalty kill for themselves. This will be Kay Cairns just before the blue line. Sends it in deep. Sends Wozniacki into the area. Puck gets past both Cairns and Wozniacki. Now up towards the Winnipeg Ice blue line. But nice job by Chloe Nicholas to be strong on it. Going towards the net now. Oh, nice defense by Normando to get that stick in that right place. To disrupt that shot from number 6 and Nicholas. Cairns fed her nicely. Now loose puck will be picked up Delaney Rigaud sends it in deep. Texier being pressured there by Callie Remillard. Remillard trying to get it through these skates to protect against a nice player, and does. Gets it to the point for Kennedy Carey, whose shot floats on net and turned aside there by number 1 in Grunwald to get another stoppage in play here with 13:50 remaining in this period of action. The Ice in this period cutting into this lead as this draw won by Winnipeg. Hudson to Robbins. Robbins has that sticked away from her. Hudson back in the area. Get possession of it again and go off the backboards. DDO in front of the net. Almost some danger there for this Ice team, but they're able to survive as Hudson controlled it well enough. Now she's in the corner battling and able to get some support. I believe Talia Jones who plays that up the boards. Now off the boards. That pass broken out. Can't go for this Winnipeg Ice team. Claire Hudson into the skates of a teammate. Now onto the stick of Robbins. Fans on it. Back to Hudson. Hudson connects with Carvalho. Carvalho, the goal scorer in this game for this Winnipeg Ice team, ends up dropping this back to Mann. But Mann will be disrupted. Now picked up by Hepner as Hepner has some girls with her. Dixon behind her. Chloe Carey heading to the net, but Hepner decides to take it herself. Spun around, and that shot unable to get through as it was blocked up. Spins around again and sends this to a teammate now who gets to the side of the net and turned aside by Bailey Grunwald. I believe that was Cheyenne Scott Cook. Oh, so dangerous, number 15. Who stays out to take the draw as well. As Heidinger, along with Dixon out there with her. Off of the backboards, Ice turned this one over. Cut off by Dixon. Dixon reverses to Scott Cook, but Scott Cook, puck got past her and was also pinned up along the boards down low for a split sec. This will be Ota who reverses it up the wall to Chablik. Has some trouble with it though. Picked up, intercepted by Nixon into the slaughter. Dixon, that is. Passes it, now ends up on the stick of Heidinger. To Beavis, back into the corner for Heidinger now as the Selects look to control this on the cycle. It's trying to get the puck free now and get it out of there. Behind their own goal line are the Ice, but they can't as of yet. Nice job by the Selects. Holding line there once again, but it'll be a penalty here coming up to Eastman. Scott Cook getting a bit too physical. 2 minutes for body contact. Allows for this Ice team to have the next 2 minutes with the girl up to potentially tie this one. Looking for a much better power play than they had here earlier on in this period. As now here it might go, but Robbins unable to cradle that pass in as the Selects send this in deep. Giving chase, Delaney Rigaud hard on it, and wins possession of this puck. Decides to eat it along the boards, pinning it there. But it'll be taken out by this Winnipeg Ice team. Wozniacki, her pass unable to find anybody in the neutral zone as that was behind, so forces the Ice to break out once again. Delacroix spinning away from the check-in of number 9 in Grenier. Grenier hard on the puck, forces for Delacroix to send that across to an open teammate in Texiera, who now has some room. Almost intercepted off of the stick of Delaney Rigaud, but the Ice survive for now. That offside, however, does get called. And it's just been Eastman, their forecheck. Really talked about how it hems teams in and gives them troubles breaking out 5-on-5. Well, what about short-handed? Both really good jobs by their forecheckers there and getting in aggressive. Nice effort from Delaney Rigaud to beat out Winnipeg Ice player to that loose puck down low as well. So far, tipped off of Kennedy Carrier's stick. Eastman able to come away with the save still, though, but the Ice still control it. Walker, she tries to shoot this on net. Fans on it Ends up into the skates of Callie Remillard, picked up by Chloe Nicholas. Now to Izzy. Man tries going back door for Nicholas, but couldn't thread the needle. Walker, her pass, a miss. To number 3 in Hudson, an unforced error. It's now Chloe Nicholas unable to hold the line, but the ice able to regroup out of the zone quickly, so that offside delay didn't last too long. Chloe Nicholas plays it up to Walker. 15 seconds left for the ice on this power play. Hudson, her long shot on and turned aside by number 1 in Isabelle Labossiere. Just could see that one all the way from the point. No traffic in front of her. It's the ice getting a fresh set of legs on. Talia Jones coming up from the point to take the draw against Caitlin Schroeder. As whistles blow, Schroeder gets kicked out of the draw. A bit too anxious that time. Jumped a bit early as this draw won by Jones, but too far for Tech Sierra along the boards as heading back to even strength now. Score remains 2-1. Some good shorthanded chances for the Selects and some better chances for the ice near the end of that power play. But still, we remain 2-1 for Eastman. As this gets played across number 17, Natalia Jones, who gets loose, getting away from the tight check-in of the Selects down low. Chablik tries to spring Moisey with the pass, but could not. The Selects decide to send this in deep themselves. The Cheyenne Scott Cook first one on it. Sends a pass down low to Schroeder, but that off number 3's stick. Allows for Oda to control it, who does just that by going D to D. Turned over in the neutral zone now onto the stick of Veda Rigo, who activates up in the play. Rigo taking this down low towards the front of the net. No one there, though, to pick up the loose puck that presented itself in the house area for the Selects team. As Heidinger tries to send this in deep. Couldn't quite, as instead this puck ends up into the bench and out of play. With 8:47 remaining. 2-1 the score, still in favor of the Select squad. Offensive zone draw coming up for the Selects, which they win. Heidinger tied up along the boards there. Disrupted by Claire Hudson, and now Cheyenne Scott Cook does the same to Hudson. Trying to get this puck loose, number 3 for the ice. As her chip up the boards, unsuccessful. The Selects keeping this down low, choosing to along the boards. As now short pass out in front, side of the net. Dixon couldn't quite find a handle on it to force Grunwald to make a save. Short pass D to D this goes. The ice trying to go through the middle. This time the Selects cover it up well. Battling along the boards, able to get this out finally, and now it's Woznetsensky who's able to muscle her way down into the slot. Dutch unable to find Robbins, and now, pass behind Heidinger as the Selects were trying to catch the ice out of position. Woznetsensky drops it for Cairns. Cairns continuing with it. As Cairns spinning around, tries to connect with Robbins side of the net, but couldn't. Robbins plays it back down low to Cairns. Front of the net, tries going to Woznetsensky, but couldn't find her there. As Delaney Rigo trying to lift the stick of Walker, able to get possession of the puck, get position of it. And sent a short pass to number 9 in Grenier. Got it to Callie Remillard, up to the point now to Chloe Carrier. Her shot deflected and off its target. So this goes behind the blue line. This now in the corner. Puck along the boards. Dixon tries to cut an ice player off, but could not. Now forcing a turnover. Callie Remillard, who sent that wide of the net. As the Selects continue to force this puck down low, and it's the ice who continue to just battle to get it out. That shot, or that pass, cross-ice pass, went through the crease, finding nobody. Kennedy Carrier now jumping in from her point position, trying to get this in deep, and still the Selects holding tight at that line. Not a line for this ice team to get anything out with success. They finally do, but not with any success, really, for the time being. Maybe it's Chloe Nicholas who will make something successful happen here. but not to be for the time being, as Kennedy Carrier strong on her, coming down hard on that right side. All the way down, this puck goes in an icing. All the way down for the Selects team. Provides an offensive face-off. Offensive zone face-off opportunity for the Selects team coming up. For this Ice team coming up. Selects looking to defend it well. Schroeder in to take the draw against Mann. Schroeder ends up winning it, but trickles past the Selects, couldn't control it. Shot on net from Carvalho into the slot, but nice job of the Selects to cover it up and to contest that shooter, who ended up being Izzy Mann. Pass threaded to Isabella Carrier, who tries to maneuver through with a loose puck. Deke. Crowd calling for interference. They're not going to get it, as now here's Izzy Mann with some numbers. Has Cassie Carvalho going back door, trying to catch up to this puck, but could not, as that pass a bit too far for Carvalho. Now it's the Selects trying to make it down the other way. Can't control well enough through the neutral zone, however. Now it is controlled in the neutral zone by Beavis. Short pass just before the blue line to Scott Cook. Her shot unable to get through. Dixon trying to get on the rebound there, but turned aside by this Winnipeg Ice squad. 5:30 remaining. The Ice looking to turn this one into a track meet. Stretching, Talia Jones has that pass connected on. Nice play by Beavis. Hard on the back check, or in the right position on that back check. To take away that angle, that lane towards the net for Jones. A good defensive stick there for number 7. (27-15) the shots in favor of the Winnipeg Ice. So I guess only 5 shots for them this period, but they made the most out of them. One of them being a goal. And getting more and more zone time accumulated in the Eastman end here as this period has gone along. Seeming like Winnipeg's kind of found a second gear, and Eastman's kind of been more on their heels for most of this third. Speaking of, turned over, Moisey goes cross ice with that pass to Chablik, but unable to connect with 15. Puck still in the zone though. Maybe a pass that Talia Jones would have wanted to reconsider where she put that to, as she had a wide open Moisey, but went to the corner. She goes off for a change. 4:34 remaining now on the clock, as Maya Grenier coming down hard on Ota. Grenier trying to force a turnover, but cannot. It's the Ice who get possession of this puck right away, trying to bank it out, but can't get it out still. Good sticks from the Selects. Finally a good job by Kay Cairns to clear this one out up the left side. It's a turnover forced by this Ice team just before the blue line delayed offside, as they wait long enough, able to go in now to attack in on the forecheck. Claire Hudson along the boards, holding that wall strong, as in for support Woznitsensky. As just outside the blue line, that gets out for Eastman, and now picked up by Delaney Rigaud. Delaney Rigaud, right side, that shot turned aside by the blocker of Grunwald. Rebound can't be put on net there for the Selects, and now it's Gabby Robbins coming in and has Kate Cairns with her. Woznitsensky, but shut down, denied by Kennedy Carrier on the dangle. Oh, it's Delaney Rigaud who tries to make her way down hard on Hudson. Kicked out now by Woznitsensky. Goes off for a change. Izzy Mann wheels below her goal line in the Ice end. So be into the middle for Izzy Mann, who takes it more so towards the left side. Tried to send it in deep, but couldn't get it to that part of the ice. Now into the Ice's end of the ice, as it's Walker who tries to maneuver past Hepner. Gets tied up, but able to get that puck loose and up. Now onto the stick of Izzy Mann. This goes, kicks it out to Carvalho. Man going to the net. Man again, Carvalho goes, but that unable to connect with number 10. And all the way down for an Ice, and this one will go. With 2:25 remaining here, this Eastman Selects team is up 2-0 heading into this period. They just try to hold on at this point, as it's been the Ice who had most of the offensive zone time and chances here as of late. More sustained and more quality offensive zone time, as I should say. So it'll be Schroeder again getting kicked from the face-off circle a bit too early on the draw. So it'll be Hepner in to take it. Tied up, Talia Jones, but still the Ice able to win it. Sent opposite end of the rink, and now picked up by Eastman and sent out. As Hepner plays it in deep. Tied up along the corner boards. And now sent out onto the stick of Talia Jones, who gets it to Woznasensky. Woznasensky drops it to Jones now. Jones towards Woznasensky's stick, but couldn't get it there for number 8. She gets it back. Woznasensky now strong on it, goes to the slot, but picked off as Talia Jones had a stick in front of her that disrupted it from getting it to her. As that whistle sounds, we get a stoppage in play here with 1:45 remaining on the clock, along with a Winnipeg Ice timeout. The Ice's coaching staff drawing up something involved with an extra girl on ice. It'll be 6-on-5 here coming up, assuming that Grunwald stays out of her own net. Yeah, for this Winnipeg Ice squad, they've started to, like I said, more and more as this game goes along, hold that line really well at the blue line. Claire Hudson's been great at holding the line in her own right for this Winnipeg Ice team. And down low, they're starting to have more room to work with it and establishing a much better cycle here. So winning the draw is paramount here, and controlling it off the draw and not panicking with the puck, maybe even more important, as they get job 1 done first. Can they get job done 2 here? As they can't control it. Turned over now. Shannon Scott could go. What a save made. Sprawling out to make it number 2 in Texiera. As this Winnipeg Ice team able to survive the grace of that shin pad save for the time being, with 1:15 remaining here. Held in by the skate of Texiera. Now flipped out over top of the defense of the Winnipeg Ice by the Eastman Selects. No icing on the play, as Winnipeg plays it up quickly to Carvalho, dangling through and maneuvering through the middle now. Kicks it out wide to Chloe Nicholas, who sends down a backhand to Cassie Carvalho, who gets tied up, pinned up along the boards. Now it's Chloe Nicholas who's pinned up. Woznasensky in to help, trying to dig that puck away from the corner. Carvalho also trying to help out Chloe Nicholas. It's Woznasensky who comes out strong. Maybe the Selects who come out stronger for now, but no, it's the Ice who still hold the line. Whipped across now after being kept in by the blue line by this Ice team. Side on the net, Chloe Nicholas turned aside with under 30 left to play now. The Selects truly just surviving this one now. And oh no, an error here from the Winnipeg Ice. Delaney Rigaud puts it into the empty net as she gets loose, and with that, this Eastman Selects team can now breathe. One of the stronger third period pushes we've seen this season so far from this Ice squad comes to halting end with 18.3 seconds remaining. As it's Delaney Rigaud, who's been so good on the forecheck and creating chances all game long, gets loose into the neutral zone. Gets into the ice zone to just put this puck into the empty net. Looked like maybe it wasn't going to go at first, as it just caught the inside of that right post. But for Delaney, it ends up counting into the net to give Eastman a 2-goal lead, and for Eastman also giving them that 10th win of the season. They maintain their spot atop of first place in the standings moving to 10-1-1 tonight, or this afternoon, as I should say, for the Winnipeg Ice. They fall for a second game in a row and now fall to 5-4 on the season, remaining at 10 points. It's Eastman's fourth win in a row during this current win streak they have. And yeah, throughout this game, I think for the most part until most of that third period, you got to be really pleased with your game here from Laird Leluc and his coaching staff with Eastman as they continue to be consistent as ever. Just continue to find ways to, win in many different ways. They can blow teams out. They can play in games like this where they're able to get the big stops from, players in the defensive zone. Their goaltending coming up huge. And I think even bigger for them today, even more important, is proving you can beat a true contender in this league, like a team in the Winnipeg Ice. That's something they hadn't really done this year yet. 0-3 against the teams in the top three. The Ice, or top four team, tied for fourth heading into today. So, yeah, not only do you beat a Winnipeg Ice team, which it was 3-1 for them in the season series last year. The Ice had the advantage in that. While in their first meeting of the year, the Selects start off on much more of a more positive foot. As once again, for the most part in this game, Eastman controlling most of play. Their shots against average was actually higher than the shots they gave up today, averaging 22.2 shots against per game, gave up 18 today. And really tired out, I think, this Winnipeg Ice team at points, and started to, of course, draw some power plays as this game went along, drawing some penalties. I think, though, if you're the Winnipeg Ice, you got to be happy with how your group finished if you're Eugene Kaminsky. I thought that the start wasn't really lax from them today. It's just once this Eastman team settles into games, if they're able to, have the success they did on that forecheck and just hemming teams in, could be a long game. But this one ended up being 3-1 in favor of the Eastman Selects. They moved to now 10 wins on the season, 10-1-1. We'll get to our players of the game here now, brought to you by Mick Fasteners and Tools and Terrico for Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia for our losing side today in the Winnipeg Ice. I'm going to give it to, let's take a look here. Sophie Wozniacki, number 8 for this team. She's been really impressive to me in these past few games. Been all over the offensive attack once this Winnipeg Ice team is able to have good success in that zone. And really nifty set of hands. Didn't get on the scoreboard today, but was a really big force on that penalty, on that forecheck today for this Winnipeg Ice team. Also did a good job of, setting up her teammates and also getting good shots on net. Just wasn't able to finish and bury them today. As for the Eastman Selects, their player of the game today for me, we're going to give it to the player that started off this game, opening up the scoring in the second period in Reese Beavis. Reese, she was noticeable in the offensive zone tonight. When the puck was on her stick, made a lot of smart plays, and that shot was just a smart shot put on through traffic. But she made some really key plays that could go unnoticed in this game. I forget who exactly it was, but late in this game, I believe it might have actually been Wozniacki, who she ends up getting a stick on her coming down on that rush chance, and it was just, huge for her. I think it might have been Izzy Mann, actually, but either way, I mean, it was huge for her to get back and to get that stick on the puck, because that could have resulted in, the Winnipeg Ice having a scoring chance, and we could have been looking at a 2-2 game at that point. So Beavis just didn't make that key play with her stick. She was big time on the back check back tonight, being disruptive with that active stick, and also getting rewarded with the first goal of the game and the first out of only 2 goals scored, or 3 goals, I guess, scored this afternoon for this Eastman Selects team. So brought to you by McCann Fasteners and Tools for Eastman. That's their player of the game, and Reese Beavis. And as for the Winnipeg Ice, it goes to number 8 in Sophie Wozniacki. We'll give you guys a look at the schedule for the rest of tonight and this weekend in the MFHL. 5 games left to be played. It'll be the Avers welcoming in the Brandon Wheat Kings tonight at 7 p.m. Tomorrow there's going to be a triple header in the league. The Selects won't be back in action, but the Ice will be back at home to take on the Wheat Kings at 1:45 p.m. Check out www.mfhlu18AAA.com for the full standing scores, stats, and whatever else from this league. But for us, it's been another MFHL game day in the books here, our second and last of the week here on G-Show Productions. Thank you to McCann Fasteners and Tools, Terraco Goaltenders, and Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia for sponsoring another edition of MFHL Game Day and supporting the coverage of Manitoba Female U18 AAA Hockey League here on the network. Thank you to you, the viewer, for tuning in as well. Hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications if you don't want to miss another one of these MFHL Game Days, which will be returning coming up on Monday, as we'll be in Niverville here once again, as the Selects will be taking on the Pembina Valley Hawks. Details for that game will be coming on Monday. But yeah, this has been our post-game show, ladies and gentlemen, and our broadcast from Niverville, Manitoba. Have a wonderful rest of the weekend. Stay safe out there. Stay warm as well, as winter officially upon us. Selects taking home a 3-1 victory to move to 10-1-1. Keeping their spot atop of the standings as the Ice lose their second in a row, falling to 5-4. Good night, everybody. Take care. Thanks for watching again.